Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in. My name is Balaji Thampishetty. I'm a Splunk architect with 7 years of experience working for DXC Technology. In today's I'll discuss would help in your Splunk activities. First, I'll talk about default behavior of Splunk add-on for ServiceNow. Then I'll discuss common mistakes that are committed while creating a new index. Default behavior of ServiceNow incident creation. I'm discussing this default behavior of ServiceNow incident creation in the context of Splunk Enterprise Security correlations such as alert actions. It may be 70% applicable to Splunk Enterprise as well. One incident per search job. Though correlation search generates more than one notable, Splunk add-on for ServiceNow incident alert action creates only one incident. This is because the incident alert action is developed to create one incident for all search results. And the search results are basically notable. You all know that. At least for fine-tuned rules and rules which are added incident alert action, many of us wants to treat each notable an incident, and that needs to be created in ServiceNow. We have a latest version of ServiceNow incident alert action here. I hope you can see, I think I can see there is a participant list on top of it.
Yeah, we can
So,
see it, Balaji.
Yes, we
okay,
can see.
okay. It contains most of the fields for which we would want to populate value in ServiceNow. It also supports custom fields. When I first installed this add-on years ago, I could see only one incident for one correlation search at any time. Only that particular incident getting updated with time whenever that particular search runs and get generating results. Then I looked into TA and found correlation ID is unique ID to identify incident in ServiceNow. If you leave this value blank, add-on generates a correlation ID based on a MD5 hash of alert name, Warner, and app name, which would be always same. And I understood this is the reason for seeing only one incident or one correlation search all time. Then I didn't know which value should I need to pass to correlation ID. You can see it here highlighted in green color so that it would be unique and creates an incident for each notable. Then I found notable macro in enterprise security. It has got plenty of extra fields like event ID, which is unique ID for each notable event, notable title, notable description, which can be passed to an incident as a description, and these fields are not available in index notable. Then I passed event underscore ID as a correlation ID. Still, I'm seeing one result per search job, but this time I see one new incident whenever search runs. But still, my requirement is not fulfilled, which I want to create incident for each notable. I'll show you in some time that how I have customized to get incident for each notable event. Let's look at another default behavior of ServiceNow TA, which could be changed, and that change will help us in a ServiceNow Splunk drill down. Let me explain a little bit what is ServiceNow Splunk drill down. ServiceNow Splunk drill down is a clickable button in ServiceNow incident form page. When you click on Service Splunk drill down button, it will open the URL which was linked from Splunk when incident got created. ServiceNow Splunk drill down points to a search job ID, rather notable event in enterprise security incident review. There could be a reason for that. That is, all Splunk customers may not have Splunk enterprise security. I'll explain in a moment how we can change this drill down link to open exact notable in Splunk enterprise security incident review. But there is a problem with that. If Unlist clicks on Splunk drill down in ServiceNow, maybe after a week, just to review, Unlist may not get results. Instead, Unlist gets page not found or search job expired. This is because the search job will be expired after some time and results will be deleted. To overcome all the above said issues, I have customized search. How I customized? Created an alert, rather correlation search. Reason for doing that is, as I mentioned in my previous slide, that we have a requirement to create an incident for each notable. This is not possible with a correlation search. Hence, I have stopped ServiceNow alert action for all correlation searches which are required to create ServiceNow incident. Rather, what I did is created a lookup file which contains all the correlation rules for which incident needs to be triggered. The lookup file is used in my alert where Splunk Enterprise provides an option to trigger for each result, as you can see here. In this slide, I will explain the alert which will create an incident in ServiceNow for each result. Macro notable. As I mentioned in my previous slides, it gives required fields such as unique ID to pass for correlation ID, description for notable to pass for description and alert actions. Expand token is useful to expand variables used in description of notable action. Usually when we create a notable description or notable title, we use the variables from the search results. To make use of the notable description in our search, we can use expand token. It will expand those variables and show the actual values. Subsearch is used to get list of enabled correlation search for which ServiceNow incident needs to be triggered. Here, I'm limiting the fields to improve search performance. Lookup is used to enrich information of an event. Here you can see I have a lookup table where I have all the rules for which incident needs to be triggered and their subcategory which needs to be assigned in the ServiceNow incident and assignment group, and urgency also is there based on the subcategory. Created fields -5 and +5 to set time range, which will be used in Splunk drill down URL. Splunk URL is updated to point notable event in Splunk Enterprise Security Incident Review using search name, event ID, and range. This is a page you get when you click on ServiceNow Splunk drill down. In the correlation search, it inserts event search name. You can see it here, and the event ID, and it sets custom time. This is exact URL I pass to ServiceNow incident drill down option. You can see it here. This is the form. In the form, I'm inserting event ID with a field called event ID, and source is a source search name, and the earliest time and the latest time also is set here so that it will show exactly the incident which got created in ServiceNow when you click on Splunk drill down option, button. Alert action form doesn't have many fields like I want to update description of an incident in ServiceNow. It's not available in the form which I showed earlier. But we have an option to pass custom fields. To pass custom fields, we have to use this syntax. For example, you have a many custom fields. Here I have two custom fields. One is description, another one is u_business_service. If you want to pass more than one custom field, we can we can append them using a double pipe symbols like this, and we can put this value in a form field that is custom fields. Then these values will be passed to ServiceNow. Next, I have renamed event_id as a correlation ID, search name as short description. ServiceNow add-on doesn't support special characters in correlation ID, hence replacing at symbol with the word at. This is how my alert settings looks like. Here the description says that this alert creates incident in ServiceNow using snow alert action for each result, and it is running for every 5 minutes, and it looks for the notables which got generated for the correlation searches which are in the lookup table, and it creates a incident for each result. This is the ServiceNow incident alert action form used to create ServiceNow incident. As you can see here, the reason for taking the fields which I explained in previous slide, that this is expecting all the fields. You can see here state is used to create to tell ServiceNow that on which state you are creating the incident. One means new state, that means new incident will be created in ServiceNow. Configuration item empty here in my case. This is the form used for one of our customers. Contact type is monitoring. Assignment group. In our case, we have many assignment groups, and assignment group can be changed based on the correlation search. That's the reason we are taking this assignment group from a lookup table from the search. And we have a category here. Category is a constant, so I'm not taking this from the search results. Subcategory. Subcategory also is based on the correlation search. That's the reason we are taking it from the result. And here we have urgency. Urgency also is coming from the lookup table. This is also dynamic value we are passing to ServiceNow while creating the incident. And short description, it is nothing but search name. And Splunk URL. Splunk URL is the one which you are passing to click, which you are passing to a ServiceNow to click on this so that the link that user can redirect to Splunk Enterprise Security Incident Review. Custom fields, this is where we are passing custom fields like description, u underscore business underscore service. Correlation ID is unique ID to identify each incident in ServiceNow. This is one of the example of incident created from Splunk. Look at this description. It is enough informative to understand what happened without clicking on Splunk drill down. This is one of the custom field I'm passing from Splunk to ServiceNow. The second topic in today's presentation is common mistakes in creating new index. Let's look at an example where you are indexing 200 GB per day and 4 indexers with indexer cluster. Replication factor is 2 and search factor also is 2. Considering default compression ratios, which is 15% of raw and 35% of metadata, here is the formula to calculate storage that is required for each indexer. Replication factor multiplied by 0.15 plus search factor multiplied by 0.35 multiplied with the volume per day multiplied with the number of days you want to keep the data divided by number of indexers. It will give the total number of storage required by indexer. Approximate storage you would need for 90 days with above settings for each indexer is 4.5 TB, and for 9 months required storage for each indexer is 13.5 TB. Default settings may not work in all situations, like if you have different disks or different disks for hot, warm, and cold buckets. You might have retention set to 1 year. This is kind of mostly used retention period. For example, you want to keep 90 days of data in SSD storage for fast readings and writings, another 9 months of data in cheap storage. Most of the times we create new index with the default settings, that is max 3 hot buckets per indexer, bucket age is 90 days, max data size is auto, which is 750 MB per bucket. The bucket will be renamed as warm, either it is 90 days old or size reaches 750 MB or indexer gets restarted. The default number of warm buckets are set to per indexer is 300, and max total data size MB is 500 GB, which is total capacity of an indexer in an indexer. For example, we have an index with, with a daily volume of 80 GB. Let's see how these default settings will work in this case. The total storage we require for this index is 29,200 GB or 28.5 TB. We divide this with number of indexers, that is 4 in our case, that we need to approximately 7.5 TB storage per indexer. But we have configured our index to store 500 GB. That means it can accommodate only 25 days old events. We might be under impression that we have 1 year retention period, and if you look at data after some time, we may understand that more than 25 days old data getting deleted, which we wouldn't expect. Let's see how many days of events will reside in SSD storage for this index with default settings. The total number of buckets in hot and warm for this index is 303 in each indexer. Each bucket size is 750 MB. Since this index is getting 80 GB of data, let's divide this with number of indexers, and each indexer will get 20 GB of data. Each indexer creates close to 28 buckets per day, and 90 days is 2520 buckets. It's a beyond 303 buckets. That means our events, which we want to keep it in SSD, is going to cheap storage. I have created a calculator which would help you in getting right settings. It's available on web. Let's have a look at and compare results, how this would change our current settings. I hope you can see my screen now.
No, it's not visible.
Okay. Saurabh, can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see the app calculator.
Yeah. So this is the calculator I have created to get index configuration when you are creating a new index. Let's take the same example which we have seen just now, that let's say index name is network and we have two different paths for hot and warm, one directory. For cold we have another directory, and the compression factor is default 0.15 and the metadata compression factor is 0.35, and we have a replication factor too, searchable factor also too. When you are calculating, for example, if you say searchable factor 3, even this will get increased because the searchable factor should be always less than replication factor. In our case, replication factor is 2 and searchable factor is 2, and the total number of indexes we have is 4, and the volume we are indexing per day for that index is 80 GB. So these are the right settings if you want to set up an index with 80 GB per day. If you look at, I think I need to open that window again. Let me take this. Sorry guys. Sorry, it's not formatting properly. If you look at this index, we need 28 point something some TB, and if you divide 28 point some TB with 4 indexes, we need to set index to store 7.5 TB per indexer, but in our case we have set only 500 GB. That means we can store only 25 days data. After 25 days data, and after 25 days, the data eventually gets deleted. So this would be a problem for Splunk admin. That's it in this session. I wanted to explain. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Yes, thank you very much, Balaji. I'm sure the presentation would have been useful to Splunk as well as ServiceNow users like, and especially must be coming handy for all the Splunk admins out there who are designing and deploying new configurations for index settings with your new sizing calculator. Now,
Yeah,
with this, I would like to open the floor for any kind of questions regarding the presentation of yours. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, Balaji,
well,
this is Anup. Can you please explain one more time about how to pass the custom fields to service now in your way? We are also doing the same, but it's in a different way. Can you just explain it one more time, which I
Sure,
think
sure,
it's,
sure,
yeah.
Anup. Anup, may I know which version are you running currently?
Just last week we installed the latest version of Splunk ServiceNow app.
Okay, that's fine. Then it would support. If you look at
I think
here,
it's 6.6.1. I think the latest version.
okay, got it. So, but to pass these custom fields to ServiceNow, first you need to add them in import set of ServiceNow. First, you need to expose those fields from the ServiceNow side. Okay, then once you have got those fields exposed, what you can do, you can create something like this, custom underscore fields, and you can add your fields like this. This is a description equal to, this could be this is the field description equal to, and
Okay.
rule description is coming from the search.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, and after that I'm piping these two things. This is the delimiter. For example, if you have more than one field which you want to pass to ServiceNow, in this case I'm passing description and u underscore business underscore service.
Okay.
So when I'm passing these two fields, I'm differentiating these two fields by using double pipe.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, you have to use something like this.
So this double pipe is actually getting managed from the ServiceNow end, right?
Yeah, ServiceNow TA. Yeah, not ServiceNow end. It is by managed by a ServiceNow add-on for ServiceNow. Sorry, Splunk add-on for
All right.
ServiceNow.
Okay. Okay. So these two pipes is actually the syntax in case if you want to pass multiple fields, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
If you want, I can share this presentation so that you can make use of it.
Yeah, that will be useful. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
So,
Thank you.
Balaji, just one question on top of that. So essentially, all the custom fields are passed to the description field of ServiceNow, right? It goes and sits into the description field, right? Or within the TA, it gets broken down to further, let's say, u underscore description separate, u underscore business underscore service separate, and you have to create a new field within ServiceNow with the field name?
No, not required. These actually two fields. What will happen when you pass the custom fields like this? What Splunk add-on for ServiceNow will do? It will break these fields into many fields using this delimiter.
Delimiter, okay.
Okay, you see it here, description and u underscore business underscore service. I think in the next slide I have one second. I'll show you.
So this u underscore business core underscore service is an
Yeah.
existing field in service now, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, service. Okay.
In our customer, we have created extra field. If you look at this one, this is a ServiceNow incident form. Okay.
Understood.
When I pass two fields, one is description, another one is u underscore business underscore service. Right? You can see the description here and u underscore business underscore service here, security monitoring.
Understood. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Quite good. Very good, Balaji.
Thank you so much. Any questions related to Splunk calculator, Splunk index calculator?
So, yeah.
So the total data max size is 500 GB by default, right?
Yeah, that's the default setting. So to avoid default settings, I have created this
Okay.
website where you can test your Splunk index configurations.
We'll try it out, Balaji, and let you know.
Yeah, it's already available on web. If you want, you can make a note of a URL.
Yeah, I've taken a screenshot.
Okay, all right.
Balaji, if you can post it in the chat, that would be awesome.
Correct. I was about to tell that.
Okay, let me post it in the chat.